Welcome to the Hope College Athletics Orange and Blue podcast. My name is Alan Babbitt, Sports Information Director here at Hope College. Look forward each week during this semester and next semester talking with Hope College coaches and getting an update on their teams, and especially during these unprecedented times as navigating the pandemic and helping the college get through the first semester, working hard to finish strong here and have on-campus learning all semester. And with me today, head men's basketball coach Greg Mitchell, and good to catch up with you, Coach.
Hey, good to catch up with you as well, Alan.
Take me through, start with this year's team. Obviously, much different, an earlier start date, different days, how you count practice, but you've been able to be with your guys and work with them and work with them collectively as well here since I think late September. So just take me through this year's team. What's who are some of the people you've seen emerge as leaders, and what this team is going to look like when we are able to get on the court?
Yeah, it's been so different, obviously, for various reasons. But right now we have a great collection of guys, a good collection of returnees, and a quality group of newcomers. We with the uncertainty of the season and the JV typical season, we've elected to keep an expanded varsity roster, which is a little bit different for us. So right now we've got 21 guys, and our returning guys have been tremendous leaders throughout a really challenging time. I think, I made a habit of meeting with all of our freshmen for the first few weeks weekly, and the one thing that they said repeatedly was how welcome they felt and how embraced into our culture they felt. And I thought, wow, what a great testament to our returning guys and our veterans, especially with, so many limited things on campus with what they're able to do and from a social standpoint or whatever. And our older guys just did a tremendous job at welcoming in our younger guys and kind of showing them the way. And boy, what a need that was in regards to this first semester. So we're really excited. We've got 4 captains, Preston Granger, Clayton Dykhouse, Ty George, and Danny Beckman. And, I think our guys did a tremendous job in recognizing probably our 4 hardest workers. And I always feel that when your captains, your leaders are your hardest workers, you have a chance at finding your potential. And I really feel that's the case with these guys. We've been going at it, and we had a conditioning class that they all had the chance to take. And so 3 days a week we were working outside DeVos, had to be very creative. We used the tennis courts, we used the football stadium, we used the grass because we weren't permitted to be indoors for quite some time. Resistant bands became very popular because we had to invent ways to challenge our muscle groups. And with all the adversity, I think our guys just handled it so well. And once the DeVos doors were open, the Dow doors were open, we were able to start doing some things indoors. And practice was started. We started October 5th. The NCAA gave us a 2-week addition to the number of weeks that we could use. And so we took advantage of that and just kind of phased things in slowly. And now we're upon our 5th week and able to be more competitive, which has been outstanding. But it's just been so doggone different. That's the biggest thing. And handling adversity has been the operative title.
Is it a matter, what have you seen from, your leaders coming back in terms of is just their attitude and how they're approaching these challenges that's rubbing off and making the newcomers feel both welcome and engaged?
Yeah, I thank you for asking that because, there's so many ways people can handle this situation. You can be just kind of down in the dumps because of the unknown, or you feel like things are taken away from you and all those emotions. But our guys have chosen just to attack the day and be as great as they can possibly be. So I think the Preston Grangers of the world and the captains that I mentioned, just figured, hey, we're not going to let this situation dictate our work ethic. And so I've been really proud of them for that. I think they've been super intentional about making the most of each day. It's pretty easy to wallow in depression and wonder what was taken away from us, but they've gone the other direction. And each day they've showed up, whether it's at a practice or a lift, I've seen nothing but energy. And I think that's what we want them to that's the kind of person we need them to be. And then that works so well to show our younger guys, this is what we do here. So we've had the opportunity to lean into our seniors, and I think they've really shown the way so far this semester.
Obviously, with a young team last year, a lot of growth. What did these guys learn that you think will help propel you guys into this upcoming season?
Well, I think they were forced to learn a little bit too much, in all honesty. And it was a real adverse year. I think we had 6 or 7 guys who were on our preseason roster who ended up not being with us due to injuries and all kinds of things. When you have a pretty good start to the season and then things just went south for us. I think you're forced to look in the mirror and really, first of all, appreciate your opportunity, but take nothing for granted. And I think to a man, there was a great sense of resolve and recommitment from coaching staff to player. And even though we had a really odd off season where we were limited with what we could do, I just felt like our guys really learned from a tough year, and there was a sense of recommitment to how we have to do things, and individually and collectively. So I just hope we have the opportunity to showcase that, because I think we grew quite a bit. And that's the thing with adversity. It's gonna beat you down, or it's gonna resurrect you. And I think it resurrected us and recommitted us to doing what we need to do to be the type of Hope basketball team we're used to seeing.
Obviously, with the unusual summer, with the being kind of locked down and limited in what could you do, and there's no, I'm sure, not the usual pickup leagues that were a big part of the summer, and certainly a fun part of the summer for the guys. As you guys talked, and before obviously we had to leave, and your conversations with players, what did they work on this summer to try to maximize, what they could do, or to be as ready as to prepare for the season?
Yeah, you're right. The things that were taken away were the 2 summer leagues we play in, and then obviously open gyms. All of that was taken away. I think the one thing with a Division III athlete, though, is they don't have access to us coaches in the off season, so they're always forced to be somewhat independent and individually motivated. The big issue with our guys is some had access to equipment and a hoop, and others, it was very limited. And so they had to get pretty creative. We sent out workouts to start the year. I mentioned resistant band training. We had to find different ways to just kind of challenge our muscle groups. I thought all in all, most of our guys took great advantage of it. And what they did have more of was time, because some of them weren't able to have their normal summer job. So we had a couple guys that, their job became their bodies, and just really, truly committing themselves to maximize their level of conditioning. And others, it was a challenge just because of their circumstance. So, I think within that, this whole pandemic has challenged us all to, we got to, either you can make lemonade out of lemons, or you can just let things rot. And I feel like our guys really found a way to challenge themselves to make the most of it. We were in communication with them. We tried to pour into them and just get them to realize that every day is a chance to maximize their opportunity. And for the most part, I thought we did a really good job with that.
And I know it was also a challenging summer as well, in addition to the pandemic, with some of the social justice issues that were going on, and the conversations I know you've been having with your players, collectively as a team, and then individually as well. I'm particularly thinking of Evan Thomas and Clayton Dykhouse, and learning from them, and being able to listen to what they were feeling. Just talk about that and what you tried to do to listen to your guys, in a time that was really, really difficult.
Yeah, well, I think the one key word there is listen. And, we're all in different circumstances and different situations. And we had some real conversations with all those guys. And, Clayton had an interesting episode as well that, I learned so much from as a coach and just a human being that he went through. And we followed up on that and just kind of worked through it together. And then when we came together this fall, we took a day off of conditioning and just talked and just let these guys kind of share their stories, and some guys listened. And I thought it brought us together. I thought it allowed us, one of the most important things in our world is having the ability to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes and learn what their perspective looks like. And I appreciate those guys sharing their stories and embracing some real challenging conversations, because as we all know, this year in our world has been so challenging, and we're essentially polarized. And I think as a team, we have some unique personalities within a team. You have to find a way to meet in the middle. And I just think those conversations really allowed us to do that. And if anything, I think it galvanized us even more and made us more aware of what we can do as players and students and men in our society. Because I think if we can all look to walk in somebody else's shoes, no matter what, unrelated to basketball, we're just going to be better people, better husbands, better men, if we just learn to embrace each other and work for unity, and give our guys a lot of credit for that, and just being real honest and transparent, because I think we grew in that regard.
I know with a team effort, that listening, it helps. A head coach has a capacity of his own, and you need some tremendous assistant coaches to help you along that way. Tell us about, the men that are helping you out this year and helping this team out that we'll, hopefully see on the sidelines soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Coach Davlar, I'll start there just with his experience. He's been tremendous, and just being, a little more mature in age. He's been very careful throughout the whole pandemic time. So we went through a streak. I think it was, 33, 34 straight days where we talked on the phone. I think we broke our streak, and it was a little depressing, but we made a great point to stay in communication every single day. And he's just been awesome. He's been able to come to practices and he gives us so much wisdom and knowledge, and just a stabilizing force. So props to Coach D. And, Coach Kopis is kind of behind the scenes with recruiting stuff. He's still doing his thing in that regard. Coach Carlson, who was our JV coach last year, he's now a head varsity assistant. I'm able to work with him every single day as he has a job on campus with ECO. And it's great to have a recent player who knows what it feels like on the other side of the bench, so to speak, and then bringing his knowledge and experience on the coaching side has just been tremendous. And then our newest addition is Coach Ken George. I've had my eyes on Coach George for some time. 24-year veteran high school coach, one of the best coaches in the state of Michigan. He's given us just a whole new sense of, like I said, experience and knowledge from a head coaching position. And I think that makes a big difference. He's incredibly organized. Just got done writing his second book. He's going to be working on his third book. His brain operates on a totally different planet than mine. And I think, if you're worth anything as a coach, you want to surround yourself with people who challenge you and might be stronger than you in certain areas. And I feel like I have that on my staff. And Ken's just going to bring a great new component to us. Our players love him. So I'm just excited to, test the level of what I think is vast improvement in all facets of Hope basketball. So we just need a season to take place, and we're gonna forge ahead and show that growth.
Where did the love of basketball start for you? Obviously, it's been your life, and you had a great did accomplish some great things here at Hope as a player, and then went on to the high school level, a great coaching career at Langsburg, and now back here at your alma mater at Hope. Where did that fire for basketball start with you, Greg?
Well, it was family. I was the fifth of five children. My dad was a college basketball player at Tulane. All my siblings played. So I was born in a gym. I was the ball boy when I was 5 years old at Okemos High School, never missed a game, home or away. It's just what we did. My sisters played, my brother played. As I mentioned, my dad played. And then I think the love of the game started there, but I was blessed to play for just a legendary high school coach in Stan Stoltz. And whether it was a summer camp or playing on his team, I don't know. I gravitated to every word that came out of his mouth. And I know it's because I love the game and I had so much respect for him. And then, through the recruiting process and having the chance to play for another great coach was Coach Van Weeren. And I think the same thing, it's just those type of people fuel your passion for the game because they're passionate about it. Two completely different coaches, different coaching styles, but their love of the game and knowledge of the game, that was my, that was my vice. That's what I wanted to do. And those two guys to me, just fed that desire. And so it was natural for me to want to have a career in coaching and teaching, but that's credit to the people that were around me. And then I was fortunate to play on really, really good teams. I mean, we won 2 state championships in high school. And then obviously we were very successful here at Hope during coach's tenure. And, it just, when you find a job that you love, it's hard to call it work. I get to come to Hope College every day and work in DeVos Fieldhouse and coach some amazing players from phenomenal families. So basketball's been pretty good to me.
I mean, you're shooting. You still actually hold a 3-point record here at Hope for percentage. Was that just something from being in the gym and shooting, that repetition that came for you, or are you the best? Were you the best shooter among your family, or are you still? Is there a sibling that maybe just a slight hair better for you?
So my dad was he was born in Indiana, and we all know that Hoosiers love to play the game. My dad was a good shooter. So was my brother. I mean, I think I could probably outshoot him, I would hope, but regardless of that, give them a lot of credit for just, spending time in the driveway and being role models that I wanted to seek and just be like. So love to shoot, still like to shoot the basketball. I think that's one thing that hopefully doesn't leave me. Just don't guard me, because I'm not sure I can get by anybody, but if I'm left alone, I think I can make a couple buckets here and there.
What is it about shooting? What is it that still gives you a thrill?
I don't know. I love the immediate results. That's why I just love basketball. And I think it's the one sport where you can pretty much play by yourself and emulate the sport. I mean, if you're a football player, a baseball player, it's kind of hard to replicate that sport. But shooting, it's such an integral part of the game, an important part of the game. And you get to rep it and practice it all the time. And that's all I did. I mean, I shot the basketball and I studied it. I love to coach it, analyze it. And I think there's a right way to shoot. And so the real specific fundamental things that I think lead to your results. And so I paid attention to that. And I think it's one of those things that, there's no way to perfect it, but there's always a way to improve upon it. And I just wanted to be as good as I could be. And I think with time and repetitions, that's the ultimate key. And I love shooting with players. I love shooting with younger kids and tweaking shots and trying to help them get to the point where it just increases their confidence. Because ultimately that's the key. You have your form, you believe in your form, you rep it, but you believe it's going in every time you shoot it. And that's certainly what we want to impart on our guys. And, I'm coaching alongside, Coach George and Coach Carlson, who are two great shooters as well. And we kind of jokingly say that we would challenge any other staff right now in shooting the basketball. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. And, as you well know, Coach Carlson is the all-time leader in threes made. So it's pretty cool to have shooting competitions amongst our staff as well.
And a part, obviously, listening to you, family is a huge part of who you are and what you enjoy about life. And this year you became a grandpa for the first time, grandson Callahan, born to Nick and Jalen. What's that been like? Obviously, they're still, living in West Michigan, so I'm sure an opportunity to see him. What's seeing that face looking back at you? How has that changed you?
I wish I could not sound like the stereotypical grandfather. First of all, I can't believe I'm a grandfather, just using that term. But what I mean by that is your grandchild is the greatest grandchild in the world, and I think ours is, right? I mean, that's just kind of how it operates. It's the greatest blessing ever, and I've fallen right into that that stereotype of, hey, the grandparent that thinks his grandchild is the best. We love spending time with him. It's been an incredible blessing during the COVID shutdown, because that was the one thing. Once we were always careful when we got together, but it was the one bright spot. We were very limited to what we could do, but we could spend time with him. And it was a tremendous blessing for Jalen and Nick to, after his birth, they were able to be with him and raise him for those really important months and didn't have to go back to work right away. So they've just been tremendous parents. And Callahan is a ray of sunshine, very, very happy baby. And just seeing him develop and change is something we really appreciate and love spending time with him. And it's going to be fun to watch him grow.
Is he got shot yet? Is he working on that?
No, Nick,
Oh,
Nick,
I mean, Nick was obviously a very good athlete, and
yeah, unfortunately, he played with that oblong football and baseball. You just got to come over and visit Grandpa Mitch so he can put that basketball in his hands a little bit more often. But yeah, no shot just yet. But he's definitely, we've got some hoop gear already delivered, some friendly Christmas presents that will be delivered as well with a basketball on them. But no, I have a feeling he'll be a pretty good athlete with Jalen and Nick's bloodline. That's for sure.
Well, good. It's just a lot of fun, and yeah, like I said, that's the key. Again, finding those bright spots on challenging times, that makes all the difference. Happy for Nick and Jalen, and look forward to seeing Callahan at DeVos Fieldhouse as soon as we are able. So thanks for spending a few minutes. I know busy time for you. Get back to work, and not work, but still
Here we go.
things to do. So thanks for joining us, Greg, on the Orange and Blue podcast, and we'll hopefully be talking about some basketball games very soon.
Well, that's the plan, Alan. Thank you very much. Appreciate all you do for Hope Athletics, and go Hope.